Hi everyone, welcome back. This is video 9, I believe. And again, we're talking about management styles. We've got a couple more to go. And in the last video, we spoke about autocratic management style, persuasive management style, consultative management style, and now we're looking at participative. So this is where management joins with staff to make decisions. So before, the major change between autocratic and persuasive, between those two and consultative was the communication. All of a sudden there was two-way communication. Here it goes a step further. So again, there is two-way communication, but now employees are actually making decisions. So they are what we call empowered. Power is decentralised, but there's still limits. They're not just given full reign. They are still given limits. It might be they're given a budget and on how they use that budget. They make decisions on how they use it. But essentially, the employees are empowered to make decisions. Strengths of the participative management style are that it creates motivation and job satisfaction. Employees are at work all day, every day, and they now are trusted, so they feel good about themselves and they feel like they're actually contributing to their workplace. They're not just carrying out someone else's orders, they're having input, which is essentially been proven to be a really good motivator. You get larger pool of ideas, often resulting in better decisions because the employees sort of are working with the situation every day, so therefore they can make better decisions sometimes. Now the weaknesses, time consuming. Again, it's probably the slowest. There are different levels of participation, but essentially there's lots of discussions held before a decision's made, which can be a problem. The role of the manager may be weakened or undermined, so that means that, well, why do we need a manager if the employees are making decisions? So it can be seen that way. And often, not all employees may want to contribute. Some people are actually happy just turning up to work and being told what to do, getting their paycheck and then going home. So if you've got a culture or an environment that's set up participative, not all employees will want that. Now, it's most appropriate during times of change. When things are changing, employees like to have input. If things change and they have absolutely no input, that is a recipe for disaster in many situations. And recipe for conflict, but in this case, if you actually get them involved and they can make decisions, then it can really help with the stability of the organisation. The last one that we're going to cover is what we call laissez-faire, which is French for leave alone, I believe. I don't really know my French all that well, but it's something like that. And this is where employees assume full responsibility and control of operations. So the manager pretty much just lets the employees go. So this means that management has no real role in the day-to-day running of the organisation. They may set the goals and help set the goals and objectives, but it's pretty much the employees have full reign. Employees operate individually or in groups, so it's often when they're working on projects. Strengths, employees have a sense of ownership. They can produce outstanding results when they're left alone. If you look at Google, they're given time to spend their paid time just working on their own things. So laissez-faire, left alone and just say, righto, we're going to pay you for 5 hours a week for you just to go and do whatever you want. And that's how Google News came about. So there's been a lot that's been, a big profit, created large profits for Google. So there can be outstanding results, continuing encouragement and creativity. We're working in teams, so often creative. Ideas are openly discussed, which is good. So you can often get better decisions. And weaknesses, complete loss of management control, which means that the employees may misuse the organisation's resources, and the focus on meeting objectives can easily be eroded. So, if they're not very good at working on their own, the employees then, they can misuse the management resources and not really achieve goals and objectives. Appropriate when you have highly talented and qualified employees. So it's often when there's lots of creativity involved, so the IT environment, advertising, those type of things, where high creativity is needed, this can often be the best one. Now, you may see these terms, situational management or contingency theory. You cannot use them or use any of those terms as a management style. You may see them in an exam or a SAC though, and what it is, it's where the manager chooses the most appropriate management style based on the scenario or the situation. So they may change depending on the situation, their management style. So that's what situational management is, but it is not on its own a management style. So if you're asked a question, name the most appropriate management style for this situation, you cannot use situational management or contingency theory. You cannot use that. You need to use one of the other 5.